Why don't you get another round? I'm not nearly drunk enough.
If you're hearing our voices, that means it's time for It's This Meets That podcast, where we watch the worst movies from trailer to end credits, scene by scene, so you don't have to, but maybe you should. I'm Russ.
I'm Jared.
Always get another round.
A very special episode. I'm excited.
Yeah, super, super special. We are in person, live, next to each other right now. Across from each other.
I can smell him.
I haven't showered yet, so... Yeah, we're in Western Mass right now.
What a treat.
Massachusetts.
Yeah, so if you hear crickets or birds or
people or...
Yeah, we're in nature.
Yes, we are in nature. We are in the woods.
Offline, recording offline.
We are so off the grid, we're not even sure if this is getting recorded correctly.
That's right.
So we're back with a full breakdown of The Outlaws, a 2023 Adam Devine flick on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
The little comedy, right?
Yeah, which I thought was a pretty good comedy.
Yeah, well, why don't you do the recap here? What is it?
Yeah, so the premise, I'm going to screw it up again. Wait, let me just read I can't read the Google. We're offline. This is too hard. So I'll read the crappy one. A straight-laced bank manager about to marry the love of his life. When his bank is held up by infamous ghost bandits. by infamous ghost bandits, not the ghost bandits.
Nope.
Just like, okay.
Yeah.
During his wedding week, he believes his future in-laws who just arrived in town are the infamous outlaws.
Bum, bum, ba-da.
They said it.
Yeah, they said the name of the movie in the... Yeah, okay.
You love to see it.
Yeah. When a shark named Jaws threatens a small town.
That's right.
Oh, man. So expectations for the trailer, how'd we do?
Bad. Pretty bad. Actually, like, bad all around, because we were also talking about how we thought like all of the jokes were going to be used in the trailer, and like that movie was funny.
Yeah, this was definitely not the worst movie we've seen.
No, I watched it twice basically.
Yeah, I mean you did, and honestly, I was laughing at a lot of it.
Yeah, the whole time.
Like the plot itself is stupid, super simple, super predictable. Like, you know what's going to happen. It's a happy ending.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like the bits in it, like all the secondary characters, like all the like the friend comedians and stuff who popped up were like really funny.
Yeah, and like the ratings have been getting worse and worse. I know I'm going to talk about it in a minute, but like truly unbelievable. Like since we recorded, I remember we talked about it being low then, but like people keep shitting on it. I don't understand why.
Yeah, I mean it's not like it's whatever you get what you're expecting out of the trailer. It's like Adam. If you've seen anything Adam Devine's been in, it's that.
It's not good cinema.
No, but it's whatever. There's definitely some funny moments. I was fine with it.
People were the thing I saw from a couple of critics online was like, oh, it's got like the nuclear families and they're too perfect and like I don't know, it's all boring. I was like, all right, is that your gripe with this?
Yeah,
or they're like, oh, it's too many gags and not enough like plot, and you're like, what? That's the point.
Yeah, it's a comedy. Like
it's that kind of movie.
So yeah, I don't know. I actually enjoyed it.
I might watch a third time.
Shit.
This is going to become my new cult favorite.
This might be the shortest episode we actually do.
Right?
It was fine.
Yeah. Listeners, the like real deep cut for you. But we did put them out when I had COVID last year.
Yeah.
Back when we did movies that we liked. And they were always wicked short and boring episodes. Not that you shouldn't listen to those episodes.
Yeah,
you should go back
to the archives. Yeah, check them out.
Because it's weird. Because we actually liked movies back then. Mm-hmm. And we talked about them. We're like, well, yeah, I guess Spider-Man was pretty good, huh?
Yeah. All right.
Have a good one.
Wrap it up. Oh my goodness. So, all right, quick info on this. So this is directed by Tyler Spindell, who looks like a kid.
He is a kid.
What?
He is Adam Sandler's nephew.
No way.
And he's done this and The Wrong Missy. Did you see that one?
I heard of it.
The David Spade one. Lauren Lapkus.
Okay.
And that movie stunk.
Yeah.
This one is like worlds better. Like this kid, Adam Sandler's nephew, that kid's got promise.
So wait, he's only directed just the two?
I think so.
He's been in like obviously a bunch of music.
For.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. It was fine. It was a comedy, so it's not like it's heavy lifting.
Right.
Like the big chase scene actually was pretty good.
Yep.
You know, so
plenty of yucks and like great cast, which we're going to talk about in a second.
Yeah.
But, like everyone in this movie was good. Like the acting was pretty good, even.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, they were all just like comedians doing good funny stuff. So
yeah.
Screenwriters were Ben Zazov.
Zazov. Yeah, I don't know.
Ben Zazov and Evan Turner.
Yeah.
What do we know about them?
They've done like nothing.
Okay.
Which, like, I think shows a little bit.
Yeah,
They're probably
I mean,
Tyler's buddies, I would assume.
like you can imagine, like, oh, they came up with this goofy plot, right, which is not very hard at all, and then you have all these really good actors who are probably improvising a lot.
Right. Exactly.
Like you can tell, like, obviously Adam Devine is just like let him roll.
Yeah. When you Google Ben Zazov, it comes up, I think, with IMDb first, but then right afterwards is Ben Zazov on LinkedIn, self-employed writer. So, like, your LinkedIn profile should probably not be your second thing for if you're a Hollywood writer.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And then, all right, so who's in this then? So we got Adam Devine, right? He plays Owen. We got Nina Dobrev, where is she from?
She's from all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, she's from Vampire Diaries, the show that I never watched, but Thais has, and I don't know, she talked about it. She's like a huge fan of this actor who I was like, and then the more I thought about it, I was like, you know what? I have seen her in a bunch of random things. Like she was in Love Hard, that one, with Jimmy O Yang, the Christmas movie there. She was in I guess that's pretty much it. As far as I've seen her, Flatliners, which I was going to use in a Hollywood pitch potentially, but it'll come up later anyway. The Perks of Being a Wallflower, I think that's what she's famous for.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway.
So she's been in a bunch of stuff. I didn't know who I couldn't pick her out in something specific, but
up and coming.
So she plays the soon-to-be wife, Parker, right?
Yep.
We got Ellen Barkin. She plays Parker's mother, Lily.
Yep.
Pierce Brosnan plays Parker's dad, Billy.
Yep.
Billy and Lily.
Which, I mean, two great veteran plays there.
Oh, absolutely, right? We know Pierce Brosnan, right? Yeah. Friend of the pod.
Best friend of the pod.
Best friend, BFF at this point.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Was it Poorna? Oh boy, Poorna Jagannathan.
I think that's right.
Jagannathan.
Jagannathan?
There's a lot of N's in that name.
Yeah.
She was really funny. She played the villain, like the villain of the movie, right?
Doing a Russian accent.
Yep.
Classic.
Yeah. She had some really funny lines that, I don't know, it was good.
Yeah.
We got Richard Kind plays Owen's dad.
What a gem. Richard Kind playing Richard Kind, I think.
I mean, yeah.
I hope he's like that
absolutely. Friend of the pod. He was in The Stand-In.
Yep.
So, Julie Hagerty, classic. Airplane.
Yep.
She's hilarious and everything. She's in Airplane and Just Friends.
Great delivery of all of her lines.
Yeah. She always plays a mom, and she's just clueless and hilarious.
Yep.
And I forget what her name was in the movie, though.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Mom.
Yeah, Mom.
And then Michael Rooker.
Mrs. Browning.
Who pops up as the FBI guy.
Oh, right.
Chasing down the ghost bandits, right?
Yep. Can't be the classics.
I think that's it. And then there's a lot of secondary characters who are also really funny. Like, we're missing Adam Devine's buddy at the bank there. Who it took us a bit to figure out. Was it Lil Rel Howery?
Oh, yeah.
He plays Tyree. He's like his buddy at the bank. He was also in Free Guy, where he also played a security guard at a bank and buddy of...
That guy's typecast now.
Seriously. You get some randos, too. Like Dean Winters pops up.
Right, who's not Dean Cain, listeners. I thought it might be Dean Cain, but...
and then Blake Anderson, he shows that he's cousin, right?
Yep.
He's pretty funny in it, too. And then Lauren Lapkus, who plays Phoebe King, she runs, like, the big bank.
Yeah.
And she's hilarious.
She's great, yeah. I don't think I ended up putting it in the fast facts, but Blake was groomsman and Adam Devine's real wedding.
Oh, there you go.
Because, of course.
It's good, yeah, right. Buddies for life.
That's right.
Okay, so then production box. We don't have what this made because Netflix, right?
Correct.
It's just a Netflix movie.
We do have a reported budget.
Reported $47 million.
Unbelievable.
Okay, all right.
Somehow, so it costs 12,000 Fanatics profit to make.
All right.
That's a big budget for something like this, right? Like, I mean,
Feels
police
like
car budget is probably high.
Yeah, I mean, but almost 50 million. I mean,
well,
yeah,
police cars are expensive.
They are. Blowing them up too, and a cemetery. You got to pay for all
destroying someone's actual graves.
Actual graves are actually destroyed in the making of this movie.
That's right.
And then Rotten Tomatoes, it's sitting at is it still at 20% or does it go lower?
No. So when we did Trailer Trash, it was at 21.
Wow. Okay.
And then it's gone down to and before we did Trailer Trash, it was 22. Wow. And so, like, in the span of 3 days, it's gone down another point.
Do you think there's just people who hate Netflix and they just want to
I think so.
Shit on anything they make?
or Adam Sandler potentially.
That's true. It's a Happy Madison production, so
he paid for it presumably.
Yeah.
Or Netflix paid for it.
I wonder how much of a deal he's got with them, where he's got his own movie deal with them. But then I wonder if there's like, hey,
I think it's a broader Happy Madison
Productions.
deal,
like
yeah.
we'll do a couple other movies together, and he just feeds his entire family.
Exactly. Yeah. And gets his his nephew directing now too.
Yeah,
So.
like Adam, get us in this loop here, would you?
Yeah. Get his wife. Oh, his wife's in the movie later. We'll talk about it briefly.
So it's 20% Rotten Tomatoes to the critics and 37% audience. So.
Which how it's funny.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it definitely is pretty funny. So.
Yeah. Listeners, if you're out there and you contributed to this 37%, like, come on. Laugh a little.
Yeah.
Take yourself less seriously.
Yeah, seriously. Just,
Unbelievable.
Hey, fast facts?
Yeah, we got a few good ones. I tried to leave out the really stupid ones, but
sometimes you just can't. You can't avoid it.
For example, the song that plays when Phoebe King, which is Lauren Lapkus' character, opens her bank vault is Beethoven's Ode to Joy.
Yeah.
The same song plays when the bank vault is opened in Die Hard.
Yeah. Yes. Like when they did that, I was like, oh, this is a little nod to Die Hard.
Yeah,
like
love
obviously,
it.
like, but yeah, that's good. All right, I'll take that.
Next up, we got when Richard Kine's character meets Pierce Brosnan, he tells him he's very attractive. Richard Kine played Mark Devenow on the TV series Mad About You.
That's right.
And in season 1, episode 11, his character references that he had a dream in college about Pierce Brosnan and later asked if anyone watched Remington Steele, which was a character Pierce Brosnan played.
Wow, that's a deep cut.
Right?
Holy smokes.
Like, I feel like the people who did trivia for this one on IMDb did a good job.
Yeah, they went
Strange.
all in, yeah.
Right? So, Cousin RJ, that's Blake's character, tells Owen that he's an EMT and Owen should go for a ride along and that if he did, he could get flatline to see the other side. Now, Nina Dobrev,
Oh, my God.
who plays Parker McDermott, starred in the 2017 remake of the 1990 film Flatliners, that's what I was saying earlier, about a group of medical students who intentionally stop their hearts in order to have near-death experiences.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, kind of grasping. But,
Yeah, that's a stretch, but all right, we'll accept it.
I love this one just because it's so stupid. So it was Adam Devine's idea to have Owen dressed up as Shrek, as like the robbery disguise.
Yeah.
When he goes to rob the bank later, we'll get to it. He's in like full Shrek regalia. Like,
Yeah, he's all in.
It looks pretty good. And he apparently started to regret it because he had to have his makeup applied at 5 a.m. for weeks while they were shooting.
What?
I don't know.
It's a $5 Halloween costume.
It's like painting your face green. I don't.
You're not making a Marvel movie here.
I love it. So the song "Joker and the Thief" by Wolfmother is playing during the car chase, the big one with all the police cars blowing up. Now, Owen is still disguised as Shrek at that point. That song was also in Shrek the Third.
Oh my God. Jesus. What is going on right now? What is happening?
I don't know.
Is the show already off the rails?
Yeah, and you're gonna love the last one
Oh
too.
my God, I can't. I don't know.
It's more of a goof than a fast fact, even.
Yeah.
I mostly included it because we were wrong in our prediction.
yeah.
It was set in Philadelphia.
No
Apparently.
way. Philadelphia looks. That's not Philadelphia.
No, that looked like a tiny town.
Yeah, it's like a tiny town in New England. Get out of here.
Philadelphia.
We're gonna move where the movie was taking place.
Yep, tiny town in the mountains, Philadelphia.
Yeah. Like, what?
The car chase scene. So we, go through all the cemetery stuff again. They pass a sign that says Georgia SR10.
Okay.
And then they stop at Ralph McGill Boulevard, which is like a major it's like basically how you get through Atlanta. So like there's just no way it's Philadelphia, obviously. And it didn't look like Atlanta either, but
No, not at all.
shot in Atlanta, so
Huh.
fascinating.
There you go. That's it.
Fascinating.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Jesus.
That's why you pay me.
That's why you get paid the big bucks over there. Mm-hmm. All right. Do you want to Hollywood pitch me, motherfucker?
I do. So this movie is very obviously Ace Ventura meets Anchorman. Right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. No, I'm my silence wasn't a disagreement. It was obviously
perfect. So now, and when I say Ace Ventura, I mean Ace Ventura: Pet Detective.
Of course. Right.
Of course.
Right.
So, for starters, a couple of unorthodox detectives.
Yep.
You know, we've got our titular Ace Ventura.
I mean, I know the big one you're going for. You're building up to, but
yeah. And we've got Roger, who's the Walking Dead guy. What's that guy's name again? I already forgot.
Rooker, Michael Rooker.
Michael Rooker, thank you. His character is also kind of an unorthodox detective.
I forgot he's in that.
He's an FBI agent. He's in that?
Wait, what?
No, I'm just
I was
talking
like, he's
about
not in that.
unorthodox police work.
Oh, I was like, wait, like he's not in that, is he?
I don't think he's in that.
Okay, I didn't think so.
If he is,
Wow.
listeners, let us know. If Ty still listens to the podcast regularly, she might know. Pet Detective is like one of her favorite movies.
I feel like I had a moment where I was like, I don't think I remember that movie at all. Wait.
No. Oh, you do, because
Okay.
it's about a kidnapping, which
Right.
this movie,
Dolphin.
also basically a kidnapping.
Yep.
Nina Dobrev, sometimes Dolphin.
Yep.
D.O. Both things start with D.O.
Okay, keep moving on. keep going.
Speaking of our detective, both movies have a character named Roger.
Oh my goodness. Okay. All right.
And
Don't make me pull the plug on you.
a couple of good Dan Marino jokes.
You know I can disconnect your microphone from here, right?
Oh, shit. I'm not at the freedom of my own home anymore.
Yeah, no. You're in my domain now.
Oh, God.
The woods.
But yeah, the Dan Marino jokes is what I was setting up
I mean,
for.
that's the... Yeah,
Right, I mean,
that's the,
Pet Detective is entirely about Dan Marino, more or less.
yeah, pretty much.
And this movie kind of also entirely about Dan Marino.
I mean, not wrong.
Owen's mom has an orgy with Dan Marino, famously, and apparently everyone knows Dan Marino from the orgy.
Oh
so
my God. Richard Kind. I don't know. I was in the car.
I was in the car. Grim. And then last thing is that just both movies like wrap up like too neatly at the end.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like very much like a Scooby-Doo pull off the mask thing.
Everything's cleaned up.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yep. Now meets Anchorman.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna love this. Fast Fact-esque, let's say.
Usually when you lead with that, I don't love it.
So Anchorman, set in San Diego.
Oh, boy.
Owen talks about
Oh, God.
famous Blink-182, famously being from San Diego in the movie, right? So they both say San Diego.
Okay. All right. Okay.
There's a ridiculous like John Wick style battle scene in both movies. Mm-hmm. The melee one in Anchorman is awesome. I love that scene.
Yep.
And this one has like a wicked unnecessary like gunfight at a cake shop that's out of hand.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. Say
Anchorman.
Say it. Go ahead.
Was distributed by DreamWorks.
Wow.
Like Shrek,
Oh, my God.
which is talked about a lot in this movie.
Okay. All right. Did you put any effort into this at all?
I got some real stuff too. So like at the end of Anchorman, Veronica gets pushed into the bear enclosure. Kind of like our villain here keeps threatening to throw people into her shark tank.
Oh, okay. Yep. Shark Tank.
Animal threat
Yep.
of animal violence.
Sure.
Speaking of animal violence, both movies also have a great punting the dog scene. That's very funny.
Kind of unexpected, but it was hilarious.
Yeah, poor Baxter in Anchorman
And poor
unnamed
dog.
tiny dog.
Tiny dog.
And Anchorman also kind of wraps up too neatly. So
Yeah.
I'm using that for both.
Okay. All right. That's fair. I'll take that.
Now, what do you got?
That's it? Wow.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm finally done. Both movies say San Diego.
Oh, my God. All right. I feel great about mine now.
Good.
All right. I'm going, it's Meet the Parents meets the Town.
I mean, I see where this is going.
Yeah, you see where it's going. Meet the Parents, obvious. That's a pretty obvious one, right? Because it's all about him finally meeting her parents, right? They've never been around. He's never met them, which we talked about. That's kind of a red flag. Yeah. You need to meet the parents before you get married, I think.
Insanity.
Unless there's some like absolute, obvious reason why you couldn't.
Like they're dead.
Yeah, that's probably about it.
Otherwise,
Or prison.
Prison or like abusive, estranged. I don't know.
Yeah, but if your soon-to-be's parents are in prison, probably you should think about what you're getting into.
I don't know.
Maybe.
A lot of people are in prison unjustly in this country, Russ.
Okay, here we go. All right. You know what? Do the crime, you do the time.
Oh, boy. Famous Law and Order podcast. It's This Meets That.
Bum, bum. You do the crime, you do the time. Bum, bum. All right, so Meet the Parents. What else is there? Comedy, right? It's all about meeting parents.
Yep.
Parents meeting parents, too.
Yep.
And
you
then,
milk me, Greg?
Yep. And then let's see what else we got. I got nipples, Greg. And then I think that's it for that.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, pretty straightforward. I'm going straightforward and cutting it tight here.
I like it.
Meets the town.
Okay.
The Ben Affleck.
Affleck.
Ben Affleck and what's his face? Hawkeye there.
Yeah.
Jeremy Renner. Yep. We haven't done a movie with Jeremy Renner, have we?
I don't think so, but he stinks. We should find something. He's got something on 30%, right? Yeah. He kept his leg, so he's fair game.
Oh, he's good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fine. Oh, yeah, that's right. Shit. I like Jeremy Renner, but he is just kind of, I don't know.
I can take him really.
He's just like Jerry. He's just Jerry. I was gonna say Jerry Remy. That's different.
Oh,
yeah,
interesting.
Jeremy.
R.I.P.
Yeah, right. Red Sox Nation. Meets the town. So that one, obviously, Robin Banks. Right. Mm-hmm. Pretty clear. And
go ahead.
Oh, in that movie, so the main core of that movie is right. They rob a bank. They take a woman hostage, like our movie here.
Yep.
Parker gets taken hostage by the villain lady, right?
Yep.
And in the town, one of the crew members falls in love with the hostage they've kidnapped, right? Adam Devine's in love with his soon-to-be wife, right?
Who's the hostage?
Who is the hostage? So, and let's see, there's armored truck stuff going on in both, right? Bank robberies, and I think that's it.
Costumes?
Oh yeah, there's costumes. Yep, because you always have to wear a costume if you're robbing a bank, right?
I guess not really. No. You could do Pierce Brosnan did.
Yeah, just
wear black.
Just wear black.
Wear a mask.
Yeah, just cover your face, I guess.
Yeah. You don't have to be a nun or a Shrek.
Yeah, I mean, don't rob a bank. But, yeah, right? Well, unless you have to.
Rob insured banks.
Yes. Yeah, so everyone...
we don't want the people to lose their money.
Right.
Banks can lose money.
Right. Make sure it's FDIC insured.
I could have sworn that was the safety tip already. Only Rob insured banks.
If it's not, maybe it should be.
If it's not, it's 84.
84. And I think that's it. That's what I'm going with. What else we got?
I think that's might as well get into
let's do it.
Into this movie.
Let's cook it, right?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Netflix and Happy Madison Productions, right?
Yep. The perfect duo.
How many Happy Madison movies have we done? Is this our first or second?
I think it's our second.
I think so too.
I don't remember what the first was.
So it was one that was recent because I remember we watched it and I was like this. I don't remember this Happy Madison logo like animation being so long, and there was like some old guy.
You're
in
right.
It. And I was like, what is it? What is going on here?
Listeners, let us know.
Oh, you know, I know what it was.
Oh.
Was it the home team?
Yep. That's right. Crossover episode with Worth Watching Once.
Yeah, right.
That's right. I forgot about that.
There might have been another one. We might have done 3 though. I feel like we did one recently.
I thought we did too.
Yeah. Whatever. So then, yeah, opening credits. We get we were cruising through like a little table layout, right? But all like toys, 80s.
A lot of Disney IP.
Ton of Disney IP, right?
Risky.
Yeah. Bold move. Mm-hmm. Bold move.
They are litigious.
Yeah. They have no problems with cease and desist. So yeah, there's like a camera's panning through like all the table setup, right? Like so, it's like, oh, you had the tables. This comes back later.
It does.
Oh, right, because he made them scale model.
Yep.
Right?
Making miniatures.
Yeah, miniatures. He's big into it. So, anyways, so you get the table layout. Like they're kind of planning where everyone's gonna sit, right?
Yep. It's all action figures.
Yeah, action figures. He-Man, Darth Vader, Star Wars stuff, blah blah blah. Beavis and Butthead's in there too, and then you get the title card, The Outlaws, right? And it pulls out to him singing, "Here Comes the Bride," right?
Yep, exactly.
And then Parker shows up, so we meet them. They talk about like their wedding day nerves, right?
Yeah. Talk about He-Man's butt cheeks.
Right? And then there's a lot of talk about like just it's all stuff from the trailer too, right? Where they're doing the psyched. She's like, "Oh, my parents are showing up.
Yep.
We need to make some room for them." And then they talk about how awkward parents can be, and then the whole psyched. You psyched? Psyched? You're not psyched.
Exactly.
Bit,
and
so.
He's talking about how his parents are just as bad. Like that's why they're Skeletor and Medusa.
Right.
Because they don't make Stalin action figures.
And then you get a little insight into him as being, he's a good partner because he's like supporting her. He's like, hey, we'll get through this together. It's whatever.
Exactly.
So it kind of shows you he's all in. So of course mixed in with classic Adam Devine humor, right?
Yep.
And then we have the transition shot of what I wrote: small New England town,
right?
or upstate New York,
Philadelphia.
No, unacceptable. They don't have foliage like that. No way.
I don't know, man.
Come at us, Philadelphia.
Yeah, we got listeners in Philly, probably. What do you think?
Yeah.
Do you have trees?
Do you have a small town in the hills?
I know there's a bell.
Yeah, it's broken.
Steak and cheese.
Ugh, whatever. They're not that good.
Sure. I mean, let's not besmirch steak and cheeses.
I mean, I like steak and cheese, but it's not like I can go get steak and cheese here, and it's like
even better.
Yeah.
Steak bomb from New England.
Done. It's much better.
Much better. Put salami in it. Just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit. So we're in like a car ride, right? And we got Owen calling his mom and dad, right?
Yep.
And a pretty funny exchange. Julie Hagerty and Richard can kind of just be like talking about how they can't have nickel-plated silver at the wedding because was it Aunt Frida or something?
Yeah. Wildly allergic to nickel, apparently. They keep thinking that Parker is a stripper, even though she's a yoga instructor, which is like a thing that comes up a bunch.
Like, what a great combo. Julie Hagerty and Richard Kind is like a
great chemistry.
Like, what is a married couple?
Yes,
hilarious.
So funny.
Yeah, and then they're just like talking about how he's like you're getting weird, and Julie Hagerty just takes the phone. She's like, "No, you're weird.
We're not weird. You're weird.
You're weird. You've been weird."
Yeah, and they're not psyched about the wedding. Is kind of the whole gist of this.
Yeah, well, he tells them that the parents are Parker's parents are going to come, and there's like silence, and they don't seem all that impressed. And they're like, whose parents don't show up for their kid's wedding? He's like, no, they are showing up. It's kind of a running joke. Keeps going.
Yep.
But the silver-plated thing that comes back is a nice little setup for payoff at the very end.
Yep.
And then we get to the bank. We learn this is just Owen's day in the life of Owen, right?
Yep.
He pulls up. He's got his own parking spot. He's a bank manager. He's very good at what he does.
Yep.
Polishing his own picture, making sure the ship is running right.
Yep. And then it's from the trailer.
Yeah, it's all funny interactions. But we meet his like bank friends who are very funny. Yeah, and then we get a bunch of exposition about like how secure the bank vault is and like
right.
It's like a little over the top.
Yes. Like, okay, we're going to detail everything that goes into unlocking this vault just so that we can do it in an hour.
Right. And then they get into like even talking about the competing bank, right? Like Atlas Bank, whatever is how much more secure that is, whatever.
Yep. Lauren Lapkus' bank.
Yep. And then we get this funny little bit about like, where's Gary? Gary just keeps getting locked inside the vault.
Yeah, this movie's funny.
It's pretty funny.
I don't get it
because like critics. That setup pays off later too, and they like rob the bank and they open up and Gary's in there. He's like, "Thanks for letting me out."
Yeah, Gary's great.
Yeah,
Gary's a very Jerry character from like Parks and Rec.
Yeah, 100%. And then there's like a bunch of exposition about the emergency release inside the vault, which I was like, oh, I thought it's gonna come back. It actually never came back.
Well, no, it did.
Did it?
That's the premise for how he gets out of the vault at the end and then gets back in.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So, like,
yeah.
It's all a setup for later.
Yeah. I mean, a nice little... I mean, it's a little over the top. I mean, it's obvious, but
a good foreshadowed.
Yeah, I mean, a foreshadowed. Yeah, pretty standard. No, it's not very, subtle.
Yeah.
And then we cut to dinner with the parents, right?
Teppanyaki, like again from the trailer.
Yep.
We knew they were going to be at this restaurant. This is when we get introduced to cousin RJ, who's an EMT.
Yep.
They start talking about, the whole family now is piling on about Parker's parents. They're like, they've been living in a cave in South America, like Bin Laden, a little bit like Bin Laden.
It's all pretty funny. I don't know. The whole scene was.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty funny.
I thought it was great.
And then you and I talked about this, like, so then he's, so Owen calls, like, I don't know how this came up, but, like.
The storage locker?
Yeah, like, what?
I'm calling about the McDermott's storage locker. I need some family photos.
So you wanted to put together, like, a photo montage thing for the wedding.
Ridiculous.
But then, like, you even said, you're like, yeah, it's very contrived, also just out of the blue, like, what?
Yeah.
Like, whatever.
Like, there's a million other ways because also they're all local. Like, that's where I'm like, it seems like our villain later, this is how the villain gets tipped off that Pierce Brosnan and Ellen Barkin are in town.
Yeah.
And it's like, come on, like she lives down the street.
Yeah.
like how did they all end up here in the same place? Like how convenient.
Yeah, they're all living in this small New England town in Philadelphia.
Small New England town in Philadelphia. I don't get it.
I don't either. But yeah, so the storage guy is like, oh boy, and he calls up the villain lady and he's like, hey, you told me to call you when someone called about this.
Yep, exactly.
So, and then we cut to we're home, right? We're Owen and Parker's house.
Yep.
They're going to bed. Nothing too much happens here other than he's worried about meeting her parents and like that they won't like him, pretty much.
Yep, exactly.
That's pretty much it, right? Mm-hmm. And then we cut to the bank. Was this just arts and crafts? I have no idea what this scene was.
Yes.
Did we learn anything new?
He's making presents for the family, prezzies.
Oh, presents. Oh, that's right. Because then that comes back later when they're wearing the.
Right, exactly. We skipped. Didn't we skip over the little Mr. Rogers sexy time there?
Oh, that was back at the home.
Yeah. Very briefly.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter.
It's tough because like describing some jokes is just not going to be.
You're right. Go watch the movie, listeners. Watch this movie.
Actually, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, if you're looking for something stupid, throw on the background.
Yeah,
this is it.
I thought it was just fun. So.
Yeah, agreed. But anyway, yeah, he's making sweaters that they wear later. For some reason,
in about 2 scenes from now.
Yeah, they were. Oh, this is also in that scene. So his friends are picking on him for making sweaters for his in-laws. And I wish it came back more. They did a good "shut the fuck up, Gary," and I was like, I was hoping they were going to do a "shut the fuck up, Donnie" for the rest of the movie. But it wasn't to be.
Too good. So then we cut back home, right?
Yep.
And this is where so Parker and Owen are talking over the phone, whatever.
Yep.
And again, I'm not going to describe the jokes, but it was pretty funny. Like they're back and forth, and she's like doing like sexy talk to him.
Yeah.
Like it's a little extreme. He's just like, oh yeah, sure. I guess I'll stretch for that later. It's pretty funny.
It is revealed that he's a Go-Gurt fan.
Yep, which is important. That comes back later. Yeah, a lot of the setups are very obvious.
Yeah.
And the payoffs. Like,
Chekhov's Go-Gurt.
Yeah. You never know. If there's a Go-Gurt in a scene, it's got to go off later, right?
That's right. Famously.
Chekhov's Go-Gurt. And then so he's doing this little song about how he's going to boink his wife, or his soon-to-be wife, his fiance, right?
Yep.
He's doing this song, and then the parents, Lily and Billy there, Pierce Brosnan and Barkin are just like in the house, like watching him do this song, talking about how he's going to boink.
Yep.
It was pretty funny.
And this is, listeners, important to note, I think this is the first movie I've seen Pierce Brosnan get to use his own actual accent.
Yes!
For a change. Like, I was watching it with Thais, and she was like, oh no, Pierce Brosnan's doing an accent? And I was like, no, he's always doing an accent. This is the one time he's not. That's just how he talks. Yeah, he's Irish.
Like, this is him.
Yeah.
I'm glad they let him learn. Like,
right? Finally.
Yeah. Let it rip.
Yeah. Oh, what? There was an actor I was like, there was somebody I was watching the other day. Oh, John Boyega.
Oh yeah.
I was like watching an interview with him, and
he's British.
Right, he's British, famously, and they were like, "What's like the one thing that you wish you could do in a movie?" And he's like, "Use my own accent." Like every movie he's in, he's doing some kind of other accent.
Yeah. Like, can I just speak normally?
Yeah.
He probably didn't Attack the Block because that's a British movie, right? So
I think he said something about it as being like, it's not like he had to do like a separate part of Britain accent. Like, it wasn't even his accent.
Okay.
It was like a London accent.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because it's definitely a little bit different, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Different parts where you're from.
Yeah.
Anyways, this scene is actually pretty funny, right? And then he's like, they surprise him, right? And he's just like, "Whoa, who are you? What are you doing here?" Blah blah, right?
Yep, their flight was early, and they let themselves in.
Yeah. He's like, "How did you get in here?" And you're like, "Oh, the door was open." He's like,
I never leave the door open."
Yeah, because he's on point,
a bank
right?
manager. Right.
So then Parker, it just cuts them having drinks later, right?
Yep.
And we get the setup from the crafts making the prezzies, right?
Yep.
And they're wearing the sweaters,
which are ridiculous,
yes.
Obviously. Then we get the story of their meet cute and how they met at a yoga class that Parker was teaching, but he passed out in child pose, and no one noticed.
And then the parents were like, "Oh, so then you asked her out?" And he's like, "Oh no, I kept on coming back to the class for the next year and a half."
And then she asked me out.
Well, yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, it's good. The parents are just kind of like not impressed with him at all, right?
Yep.
All right, so then we're still at home next day, though, right?
Yep.
Get a honeydew song.
Yeah, somehow so like Parker's planning on taking a vacation day because she needs to entertain her parents.
Yeah.
And Owen insists that he's got it. He's never taken a sick day. He's got 178 saved up.
I don't think that's how that works.
Yeah, well, sometimes it does.
Yeah?
Actually. Yeah, funny enough, like my cousin, if you have like a good job, you can do stuff.
I thought it just like capped out though.
I guess some places. So like,
really,
apparently, until recently, if you were in like the Mass Teachers Union or whatever, you could just rack up your sick time like very easily. So like my cousin had like, I don't know, almost 6 months of sick time saved up.
Jeez.
Which is like unbelievable.
Yeah.
But anyway, enough about sick time.
Enough about sick time. PTO.
So he's really excited. He's going to show him around, show him a good time. They do a whole bit about how he doesn't like his butt being touched.
Yep. Comes back a couple times later.
Yeah, which everyone else thinks is funny because it is pretty funny. And then like it's we're trying to set up the parents here as like renegades. Like we get Billy comes in and he's like drinking champagne with no orange juice in the morning, like washed his hair in the sink like a sicko. And they started talking about the South American pottery exhibit that they're going to go to, which they are sick of South American pottery, right?
Yeah.
Which this comes up a bunch in the movie too. They spent the last couple years living with the Yanomami tribe in the Amazon.
Yep.
And so they're done with that. They also don't want to go to the Holocaust Museum apparently because they're not into Holocaust awareness, which I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that. So instead, what they want to do is the next scene,
which we kind of have. It's a kind of hanging with the parents montage-ish, right?
Yep.
And it cuts right to them just skydiving. Him and Billy there skydiving, right?
Yep.
And he's like, the whole way down, he's just like, "Tell me why you should marry my daughter."
Yeah, very meet the parents.
Yeah, very meet the parents. Very meet the parents. And then they're getting tattoos, right?
Yep.
He gets a little tattoo.
Like dot.
Yeah.
I think he does go through with the whole moon.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, I think so. Because that's what he's howling at in a minute here.
That's right. And then we cut to them at the bar, all from the trailer.
Yep.
And they're just getting. Well, he's getting shithoused.
Right.
He's getting drunk. And they're just kind of like hanging out, whatever. And then we get the lady villain. She shows up, right?
Mm-hmm.
The parents take notice. They see her sitting down, whatever. So
her name's Rehan, I think.
Rehan.
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 Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. We'll go with Rehan.
Yeah, a Russian name apparently.
Sure.
Somehow.
Sure. Just call her Natasha. Mm-hmm. So so then she shows up and they notice, right? And Billy's like, I'll go over and I'll talk to her or whatever.
Yep.
And then Ellen Barker's character, Lily there, she hangs out with Owen and kind of like pulling information on him because he's drunk about the bank and how to get into it.
Yep. And he's also at this point like raving about Billy and his cologne and how good that smells, which is going to come up in a few minutes.
Oh yeah. Yep. That's right. Sandalwood. It's like sandalwood.
Sandalwood and danger.
This movie is pretty funny. I don't know,
right?
I mean, it's not like the funniest thing I've ever seen, but it's an Adam Devine funny movie. I don't know.
Yeah, it was. I think it's people who don't like Adam Devine. Like
probably
he's got a shtick.
I could see that.
Yeah,
I could get that. But like he's great in like the Righteous Gemstones, but as like a secondary.
Oh yeah.
He's hilarious in that.
Yeah,
Workaholics was
so funny,
right?
Yeah, but it's like exactly the kind of comedy
you know.
You're getting.
Yeah, you know exactly what you're getting. It's a little slapsticky, but
he's gonna yell. There's gonna be slapstick. He's gonna make funny facial expressions, like
awkward moments. You know,
exactly.
Like having your butt touched, not liking it.
I'm here for it.
Yeah. So then we cut to the bank, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I love how it goes from him being drunk at the bar, and it cuts really hard to him just like in front of the bank, puking like in the hedges, and the mailman just watching him. This is funny. And then he like talks to his bank friends, right? And they're like, "Hey, it's all like
you smell like my stepdad's car."
And then it's all stuff from the trailer about like hoping for a chill day. And as soon as he says that, we get Billy and Lily. I mean, you don't know it's them, right? Because they got voice disguisers. They come in and they rob the bank, right?
Yeah, I mean, we know it's them.
We know it's them, right? So they break into the vault, right? And it's all pretty funny. Like they're going through all like the steps. They know all the whole thing, the code and everything. He's like, but you're not going to know this. And he's like, oh, and they know it because like he got drunk and told all of them.
Yep.
And then they break into the vault and Gary's in there. He's like, thanks for letting me out. And he just walks out.
Yep.
And then Owen's like, oh, wait a second. I smell the sandalwood cologne there. Or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sandalwood and danger.
So then so there was a sequence before when they're at the bar and Billy was going to go get drinks.
Yep.
And Owen follows him and he steps on the back of his shoe or something like that. Mm-hmm. And Billy turns around and is just like, don't
laser eyes.
Yeah, don't step in my shoes.
Yep.
And they do it again here, and it's kind of funny because he turns around the bank robber. He's like, oh, little cues that he's figuring it out, right?
Yep.
And then the shot from the trailer, we toss in the the
dye pack.
Yeah, dye pack thing.
Yeah.
And then the cops show up and FBI, right?
Yep.
And then we cut. So he's being kind of questioned by Rooker, right? Or he shows up a little later. Not yet. Yeah. But we have Owen sitting there, right? His face just covered in like the purple dye.
Yeah.
And he's having like quick flashbacks of him being drunk and telling Lily basically everything.
Yeah. You gotta act like you're British, but they're not. They're from San Diego. Blink 182 for the code there.
And then, funny enough, like Parker and Billy and Lily, they show up, right?
Yep.
Because they just want to keep him quiet. Michael Rooker's character, Roger, right?
Special Agent
Roger.
Roger.
Especially Roger. Roger. He shows up and he's like interviewing Owen, right? And it's funny because like every time he's asking him a question, he's like, "Oh, did you get a shot of their face, whatever?"
Yeah.
Billy and Lily just like put their hands on his shoulder. He's
Which
like,
is ridiculous.
Yeah,
like there's no way this questioning is going to happen like this.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Oh my god. And then we learn about the ghost bandits, right?
Yep.
Rooker goes on about he's been hunting them for a long time, right?
Yeah, we'll get more about that later. But
We will. Yep.
the only thing that's bugging him is how they got into the vault.
Right.
Because it's pretty secure.
Pretty secure. Then there's a short little car ride bit, kind of funny.
Yep.
They're all three of them are packed in the back seat.
Yeah.
He's like, why don't you sit in the front? There's nothing there, but there was just a kind of a funny little
because
bit.
we're here for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they get home when that's when they reveal that they bought him a Mustang as a wedding present, which you're like, what? Don't use the stolen money to buy a car immediately.
Was it Dodge Charger, I think?
Oh, was it a Dodge Charger?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I accidentally rented one of those recently.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Was not good.
No, it's like it's a really dumb car, but it's fun.
Okay.
It's stupid. Like there's no reason to have that car.
No.
But it was fun.
I mean, any kind of muscle car is like.
I mean, if it's like original 1970s, 1960s.
Sure.
Come on. Now.
But still,
now we're
no
cooking.
reason.
They're not efficient at all.
Just for fun.
It's just for funsies. But yeah, it was the last car they had. That's all they had,
No.
So.
Oh.
So ostentatious.
Oh no, I have to take the sports car.
They're like, how about the Dodge Charger? I'm like, ugh, is that all you have?
Does it have a police siren?
Boring.
Boring.
So they bought him a car.
Yep.
And then he basically calls his buddy from the bank there. Sticking to the chair. Calls his buddy from the bank, right? And he basically tells him, he's like, I think Parker's parents robbed the bank, right?
Yep.
And the whole interaction is really funny. But again, I'm not going to describe it because like you can't describe the humor.
Yeah.
But it's funny.
Basically, his buddy is like trying to convince him, you have to just pretend this didn't happen. I spent my whole life pretending shit didn't happen.
And that's how you get.
Because if they robbed the bank, you did too.
Yeah.
And he's like, So then Parker shows up and is like, what's going on? Who are you talking to?
And he hangs up his friend.
Yeah. He's like, oh, actually, it was the baker. They can't make our cake for the wedding. This is like 3 days before the wedding. Because the baker died. Kicked in the chest by a horse. Heart exploded on impact. But it's okay because he was racist.
Oh my god. The whole thing was pretty funny.
Yep. So then he has to call and cancel the cake after Parker walks away and uses the same lie, but says his fiance was kicked in the head by a horse. And then, like, meanwhile, we get a quick cut of Special Agent Roger watching the security footage, seeing Owen
puking, what he's all nervous about, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, he's onto him, right? Mm-hmm. And then we get to lunch with the parents. The parents all meet.
Also from the trailer.
And he's telling his own parents he thinks that Parker's parents robbed the bank. Right?
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And so he's like, ask all those invasive personal questions that you usually do.
Good.
And they do. They get personal and
Right at it. But yeah, then we get the joke from the trailer about Richard Kind thinking he's too attractive.
Yep.
That's not a compliment. And then there's like an extended part of it where he like takes out like hand sanitizer and, and it's like they just hold on it and he's just like hand sanitizing.
Right after that,
they shake hands.
And then I love Billy's cocktails, anyone? And no one's parents are like, the sun's out.
Julie Hagerty coming in. Yeah. The sun's out. Oh my god! And then Owen tries to call out the Parker's parents with the Yanomami, right?
Yeah, their phrase, like their special phrase. Or
whatever. Yeah. He's like, well, if you went there, you would know. You've been there for 2 years,
right?
And Billy calls him out on it. He like reverses his call out.
Yeah,
he's like, yeah, this is what it means: courage, blah blah blah. Truth.
Your accent was horrible.
Yeah, he's like, I'm upset because your accent is absolutely horrible.
Yeah, it offends their god.
Yeah. like such a good like reverse call out. He's
Yeah.
like, I feel like a jerk.
Works every time.
And then we get the whole thing. I don't know how this even came up, but
Parents, so funny. Well, because they're talking about how they don't travel and they don't go
Right.
places because Neil has traveler's diarrhea, but not just when he travels.
and
And then she's like,
Yeah.
way before I got pregnant, I participated in an orgy.
it was just like, wait, what?
Yeah, what? With Dan Marino.
Dan
That's
Marino.
where-
Dan Marino was at the orgy, and he was like, "Well, I either met him at the orgy or J.C. Penney."
Right. And as Richard kind of quick to correct, Dan Marino does not shop at J.C.
He
Penney.
does not shop at J.C. Penney. See, he met him at the orgy.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's great. It's the perfect scene.
It's pretty
this
funny.
movie.
Pretty funny. And then I think that's how that scene ends, right?
Yep.
Mostly just about the orgy and Dan Marino.
Basically, yeah. Owen's horrified, obviously.
And that's how we're gonna end this part 1,
Yep.
right?
That's right.
That's it.
That's right.
We're done.
We're done.
We're done. Thanks for listening. We'll be back on Thursday with part 2. In the meantime, follow us on Instagram. It's This Meets That. ITMT Pod on Twitter. We are not on Threads yet.
Nope.
Probably should be.
Yeah, it probably could be.
And it'll probably be It's This Meets That.
I'm sure, yeah.
So go find it, whatever, or don't.
Yeah.
Subscribe wherever you're listening. And if you got friends, share the episode with them.
Yeah. And after you share with your friends, you can also share with strangers and leave a review online. Talk about how great we are.
Absolutely.
Which you should also do for Russ's book, which I'm assuming you also purchased at this point.
You should have purchased that by now. Yes.
Yeah. Host by Russ Capasso.
Yeah.
Wherever you buy books.
Barnes & Noble, Apple, anywhere. Get it.
Yeah. Give Bezos bucks if you want.
Sure.
Or if you're feeling like you don't want to do any of that, you want to give us some harsh criticism, maybe a long form bit of feedback, you can send us an email. It's justmeetsthat@gmail.com. We'll read them in the fan service segment in Trailer Trash, as always. Or go to the website. If you forgot everything we just said, it's easy enough. You can find us online. We have a presence there.
Yeah.
It's justmeetsthat.com. All kinds of crazy shit. Go look it up.